I did not grow up in the forest. I was a city girl.
Please do keynote speaker, Dr. Gladys.
I grew up in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. Kalema is the name of my dad, my late father, who was a senior cabinet minister in the previous government. He was unfortunately one of the first victims who was abducted and murdered when President Idi Amin came into power. I was only 2 years old when he died, so I don't remember him. But I did know that he really cared about Uganda, and I wanted to continue his legacy as I developed a passion for wildlife.
From an early age, Dr. Gladys Kalema-Zikusoka dreamed of being a veterinarian. After time spent studying abroad, she decided to start her career at home in Uganda. She immersed herself in the country's vast forest network, where a grim discovery of declining gorilla populations set her path.
When I saw that there were very few animals in the park, maybe there were about 300 gorillas, I thought, well, maybe I should be a vet who also works with wildlife. I didn't know how, but I was determined to do something about it and at least have a career that can help to bring the wildlife back.
Dr. Kalema-Zikusoka decided to use her veterinary degree in a way never before seen in Uganda, becoming the Uganda Wildlife Authority's first veterinary officer. Gladys soon recognized that the biggest threat to gorilla populations were caused by local people who share the forest: poaching, deforestation, and the transmission of human diseases to the species. Kalema-Zikusoka pioneered a new, holistic approach.
I think to myself, maybe I need to set up an NGO that focuses on these issues. We were able to launch conservation through public health by bringing together wildlife health, human public health, in order to achieve conservation. We're collecting fecal samples from their night nests, and we're trying to see whether they're healthy, whether they have any parasites, bacteria, or viruses.
When we started conservation through public health, health organizations and conservation organizations were working in silos. Now we're bringing them together to address issues around sustainable development goals, life on land.
She has been very, very astute in coming down to the level of local communities, understanding and appreciating their needs and problems. It is powerful. They identify with her easily and they tell you their challenges and you translate them into action.
That's how we started out, to keep the gorillas healthy from human diseases. I'm looking for parasite eggs. We held health education workshops with the local communities. We added family planning onto it. We don't force anything on someone. It's by telling them that it's a good thing to do, and then they set it up themselves in a simple way. We pay the owner of this farm a good price for good coffee. The farmers are happy, and they know that it's about protecting the gorillas.
Thanks to Dr. Kalema-Zikusoka's efforts, the estimated population of mountain gorillas in windy, impenetrable forest has doubled over the past 25 years, from an estimated 300 gorillas in the late 90s to nearly 600 today. The success of her One Health approach has transformed windy, impenetrable forest from one of the poorest regions of Uganda into a thriving ecotourism hub, providing jobs for locals as guides and rangers, and generating revenue to fund community development.
Everybody wins. The animals win, the communities win. The impact is huge and has created increased population of gorillas.
When I think of her work in conservation, consistently for 20 years coming up with new solutions, balancing all that and very intelligent and using it for the good of the people.
She is a global conservation leader, and I think her next step will be expanding this model to other countries in and around protected areas in Africa.
I would say that my dad, I think, would be very proud because I've continued his legacy of making Uganda develop, and through my passion for wildlife, it's putting Uganda back on the map. When I'm out there in nature, I feel happy and joyful, and I feel refreshed and ready to continue to try and make a difference and make the world a better place.